Hello students, Advocate Ketaki here, and today we are going to discuss the next unit of our legal awareness program. So in last unit, we discussed cyber law part 1. So now today we are going to discuss cyber law part 2. So let me share my screen. Okay. Dear student, we are going to study today cyber law part 2. So internet is a wide open space, all right, and it is virtual world, totally virtual world. As like this real world, there is another digital world, or you can say virtual world. So people need to realize how to live in this virtual world. If you're playing game or you're on social media for around 8 hours, is that make any sense? You're not getting time for your education, you're not getting time for to play outside, you're not getting time for reading, for hygiene, even you're not getting time to pursue your hobbies. What's point in it? Tell me. So we need to be disciplined. When we are using internet, we need to be disciplined. So I'm not saying that okay, no to technology, don't use technology, no. Okay, use games, play social media. Social media is there to stay, but be aware of danger. Okay, as like real world, in this world danger is there, right? So the same thing in virtual world also dangers are there. So in today's cyber law part 2, we are going to study and discuss some common questions and preventive measures regarding cyber crimes. So let's see with the content of this session. Introduction, attacks on computer system, cyberbullying or stalking, email spam, email phishing, identity theft result or impact of it, online child sexual abuse material, online scams or fraud, common type of online scams, online trading issues, copyright, contracts and employment law, common questions regarding cybercrime, then cyber laws that everyone using the internet must be aware of, that some laws, some sections of our law will discuss, and precaution and preventive measures. Okay, so the introduction, what is cybercrime? We have earlier discussed in our earlier session about cybercrime, right? So any crime means what? Unlawful activity. So any unlawful activity done with the help of computer or to the computer. Computer means computer, mobile, network, any electrical device or which is run on internet. So in simple language, cyber crimes are any crimes that are involve a computer and a network. Okay. The effect of cybercrime can be extremely upsetting for victim and not necessary just for financial reasons. It may cause you tremendous mental harassment also. Victims may feel that their privacy has been violated and that they are powerless. Yes, my dear friend. So I would like to mention here very basic rule. Okay, basic rule to connect with the social media or to be on social media is that think before you connect. Okay, whom are you talking to? Whom are you connecting to? You need to think before it. I would like to mention a case here. There was a lady, okay, and she introduced with a man on a very popular matrimonial website, and they fall in love with each other. They've been talking with each other. So finally that man, who was NRI, okay, he decided that he'll come to India and they both will get married. Then suddenly that lady got a call from airport, customs of airport, okay, and they narrate that that man who was coming to marry her lost his wallet, and so he need to pay some bills and then he can ready to go, okay, allowed to set him free. So that lady pay 16.5 lakh of rupees to the custom. She was thinking that she's paying to the custom, but later on she come to know that the whole story was a fraud. That was a fraudulent, and she became a victim of cybercrime. Okay, so you need to be very alert before connecting to any unknown person. Now we'll see attacks on computer system. So unauthorized access or hacking. What that means, when someone gains access to your computer or a device without your permission, that is unauthorized access. Next is malware. Malicious software such as virus, trojans, and spyware, which monitor your online activity and causes damage to your computer. There is one more case in Mumbai. One lady who was having a habit to be on social media to chat to people for several hours. Okay. And one day she got a friend request from some unknown person. She accepted it and she started talking. As soon as she accepted that request and start chatting, that person was a hacker. He hacked that lady's computer and he can operate her computer by sitting in his home. Okay. So he operated her web camera, and whatever she was doing was online live broadcasting on internet, and the lady was not aware at all. She was unaware about anything what is happening. After a couple of days she went for a job interview, and that man immediately select her, and he said that why would I will not select you, because I every day used to see you on some indecent website. So she got scared. She was she was not getting anything. What happened? And how is this possible? So she ran to home, she disconnected her computer and she filed a report, okay, to the cell, cyber cell. So I'll come later on about reporting. So denial of service attacks, an attack which flood a computer or website with data causing to overload and prevent it from functioning properly. You may have experienced this, okay? When system gets slow down or hang ho jati hai, it is that kind of attack. So the next is cyberbullying or stalking. When we can say someone is stalking us, okay, or stalking, we can say cyberbullying also when someone engages and in offensive, okay, engages in offensive, menacing or harassing behavior through the use of technology. Then what it contains? So posting hurtful messages, images or videos online, that is stalking. If someone repeatedly sending unwanted messages online, sending abusive texts and emails, excluding or intimidating others, okay, regarding that, creating fake social networking profiles that are hurtful, obviously nasty online gossips and chats, any other form of digital communication, okay, which discriminately immediately intending to hurt or to be in fear. All right, it is known as stalking. Another attack is email spam. If you're using Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, Google, whatever, you must have seen your inbox is flooded with such emails, okay, in which spam electronic junk mails are there. They might tell you congratulations, you won or you selected for this post and this post, and afterwards what is their motto? To ask money, okay. They'll say that you won a lottery of rupees 25,000, and then they'll ask you 4,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees as a processing charge, but that was a fake, okay. Another thing is email phishing. acquire sensitive information that might be your personal data. By email phishing, hackers can access all your personal data. The next is identity theft. The name itself suggests that someone is using your identity and undergoing some criminal activity, like a theft, is known as identity theft. Identity theft occurs when a criminal gains access of your personal information. And what they do with your personal information? To steal money or to gain other benefits. What do you think then? What other benefits they can gain? So it may be trick your bank or financial institution into giving them access to your money and other accounts, open new account and build up debts in your name. Okay, they can build a bank account, other bank account of your name, because as they have all your data, and they can make a debt on it, okay, by taking loans. Take control of your account, including by changing the address on your credit card or other accounts, so you don't receive statement, you don't realize there is a problem. They can change your address, so the whatever bank statement or messages they are coming, they'll go to another address. You will be unaware of it. Okay, what is going on? Open a phone, internet और other service accounts in your name. ये सारी चीजें आइडेंटिटी थेफ्ट में हो सकती है. Okay, so my dear friends, they make friends, okay, with unknown people. They want to share personal content, and what happened after that? They can misuse, okay, they can misuse of your personal data. A young girl made a friend on a social media, starts chatting. Both of them share some intimate content, and the next day she come to know that all the intimate content became viral. Okay, the digital world is wide and open. Once you do anything online, it is forever. So think before you act or you respond. You need to think. Okay, so we'll move to the next topic, which is very sensitive topic: online child sexual abuse material. Material that shows or describes child sexual abuse or other offenses against children is illegal under Indian laws. And not only Indian laws, all over the world, they protect, a special protection is given for children. Okay, so it is an offense, it is a very serious offense to access, okay, to access child pornography or any abusive material, to possess it with you, or to distribute to your friends or any group you are connected with, to advertise or to make available child pornography or child abusive material online. It is very serious offense. If you're doing so, stop it now. And if your friend, someone is doing so, tell them to stop. Okay. The next is online scam or frauds. Now, with the growth of online services and internet use, there are many opportunities for criminal to commit scam and frauds. These are dishonest schemes, okay, that seek to take advantage of unsuspecting people to gain a benefit. And what kind of benefit they gain? Such as money or to access to personal details. These are often contained in spam and phishing messages that we discuss right now. So consumers depend on cyber laws to protect them from online frauds. So each and everyone must be aware about it. Laws are made to prevent identity theft, credit card theft, and other financial crimes that happen online. Okay, so be aware about that. So common type of online scam that include unexpected price scam. Okay, unexpected money scam. You will get an email or a message that lottery, you won a lottery. Threats and extortion scam, job on investment scam. There was one scheme. One of my friend only got an email that with some very reputed bank, got a mail that you got selected and you need to undergo with a training. So all the filing done, all the documentation done, and then for training purpose, you need to deposit 5,000 rupees, and that will be refund when you will start your job. They paid 5,000 rupees. Then for next training and some schedule is there, for that also you need to pay again 5,000, and that will be refund as soon as will uh, you will join to the job. So then they think what happened, why they are asking money. Okay, then they approach to the bank, and at that time my friend come to know that that was a fake email. By using a little, by doing some changes, little changes in a logo of that bank, that hacker was threatening, not, we can't say threatening, but they are making fool, okay, people, they are making fool. So this is a type of online scam. And one more scam is there, death of a wealthy relative who left an estate for you. You may got a call in that way, and they'll make you fool. Online trading issues. There are so many issues with the online trading. So we need to be aware, because every day we used to buy something online. Okay, so online trading issues involve scammers targeting people who buy, sell, or trade online. So there are many type of scams which aim to reap off unsuspecting shoppers. So they used to tell you, okay, some offer, miracle offer, cure for medical conditions where none exist, especially for weight loss, right? They give you belt, okay, which will make you slim within no time or just 15 minutes. So no any miracle can make you slim within one day or within 10 minutes. Okay, that is not happening. So it's just a scam. Sorry. They can target small businesses and attempt to bill them for a particular service, usually a listing or advertisement, which the businesses never ask for. So such tricks are there. And while online trading, some issue come up, come up with some issues, and you need to be very aware to avoid to get tricked with that. Okay, they may claim that your computer is infected and there is some virus, you need to pay some money or you need to give access of your computer to fix that problem. So don't do that. Next is copyright. Every day or whenever you want, you can copy or you can download a song for free. Okay, so my dear friend, it is copyright material, you cannot download it for free. That is copyright infringement of copyright. The internet has made copyright violation very easy. Both the companies and individual need lawyers to bring action to impose copyright protection. Copyright violation is an area of cyber law that protects the right of individuals and companies to profit their own creative works like song or videos or some ideas they need to secure. Next is contract and employment law. This is one more very important topic. Whenever you are using any app, okay, or any website, they ask you, okay, they ask you to proceed, are you agree with this, and blindly you say yes, I agree, which is very dangerous. Every time you click a button that says you agree to the terms and condition, whenever you are saying you agree, you are actually agreeing the terms and condition listed above, okay, of using a website. You have to use cyber law. There are terms and conditions for every website. that are somehow related to privacy concern, and that's why they need to ask you permission from you. Okay, so my dear friends, I want some discipline while being online. So I'll tell you what you need to do for online safety. First of all, you will not play any application which is not of your age rating. So this is for parents, children, as well as elder brother and sister, okay, at home. If there is an app saying 12 plus or 15 plus, so please follow that. It is so bad to see that 78% of children of my country are using social media. Okay, whereas the age for social media is 13 plus. So what happened? A 11-year child trick, okay, they're cheating on themselves, changing their age and uh, opening an account on social media. Then they're showing their age is 17-year-old. So what do you think? On social media, what age group they'll talk with? 17, 18, 19. So just think about it. 19-year-old is talking with your 11-year-old. What do you think? Are you okay with it? So no, they are not aware with the dangers are there in this virtual world. Okay, so it is very important. You need to play those apps only which are with your age rating. Now the second is fix a time for social media. Okay, once you start with social media, you will not knowing that how time flies. So you need to fix a time with social media. And one more thing, while accepting, when you download any app, they ask you permission. Okay, so you need to read it very carefully. Sometimes if you are taking an application with some taxi application, so why they need permission to access your photos and media and your gallery? So think about it before giving permission to anyone, because after getting permission from you, they can access your phone. Okay, so some apps are get infected, so they can ask you permission, and if you give permission, they can access all your photos, videos, your private data, and they can misuse it. So the prevention is to be careful while giving permission. So the next part is common questions that we'll discuss now. What are cyber crimes? So yes, cyber crimes means any unlawful activity by using computer or a network, okay, is known as cyber crime. Next question is, what are the various categories of cyber crime? We have seen major three categories of cyber crime: against people, against property, and crime against government. So what are the cyber crime against person? So we have seen cyber crimes committing against a person, which include various crimes like transmission of child pornography, harassment of anyone with the use of computer, such as email or cyber stalking. The trafficking, distribution, posting, and dissemination of obscene material include pornography or indecent exposure, and a child abuse material contributes one of the most important cybercrime known for today. So is cyber harassment also a cybercrime? What do you think? Is it a cybercrime? It's very distinct cybercrime. Okay, when a person makes threatening statement again and again about someone else online, there is a violation of both civil and criminal law. So cyber harassment is a crime which also violate a privacy of a citizen. So, are you being stalked? Have you undergone the unpleasant experience of being stalked? It doesn't matter if you are a college student, it doesn't matter if you are a working professional or a housewife or a girl or a boy. Okay, even many women in India get stalked on regular basis. Most of the time, the preparators, okay, who is stalking, hang around the neighborhood, outside the office, and in school, etc. So you never ignore this thing, because this is very bad to get stalked. All right. And what is the meaning of stalking? The repeated use of electronic communication to harass or frighten someone, for example, by sending threatening emails. Okay. So in India, stalking, physical or electronic, via phone calls, text messages, or emails is a criminal offense, and it is punishable with 1 to 3 years of jail. I would like to mention one more case here. One 22-year girl who was a fashion blogger having an account on Instagram. One man sent lived messages, okay, by using different fake accounts. One day she got one message from one of the account and she blocked that account. Next day, another account, he was requesting her to talk indecent stuff. So she immediately report this thing to the cyber cell. Police take all the investigation, whatever is needed, and they come to know the name of that boy was Rajan Chauhan, and he was resident of Shimla in Himachal Pradesh. And one of the police team left the city to arrest him, to catch him. Okay, so come up with your problem, report it, need not to be getting stalked and get harassed with it. Okay, if you don't know, there is a remedy with this problem: filing a complaint online. Women who are getting stalked can complain to a National Commission for Women, NCW, and the commission will take the matter up with the police. Any woman in any part of India can file this complaint. The commission asks the police to then expedite the investigation. In any serious cases, the commission focus on the inquiry committee, which makes a spot inquiry, examines witness, and collect the evidences. How defamation fall under a cybercrime? So several personnel use internet to speak their mind. Okay, and when people use the internet to say things that are not true, okay, sometimes some fake information also be given, it can cross the line to the defamation, and defamation again is a crime, okay, which can be harm to someone's personal reputation. So this is a violation of civil law and is called as defamation law also. What are cyber crimes against property? So there are several crimes against property. The second category of cybercrime is cybercrimes against all the form of property, all the form, not only physical form. So it contains intellectual property crime also. The crimes include unauthorized computer trespassing. जैसे हाउस trespassing होता है, वैसे ही अगर computer trespassing है, तो it will fall under the criminals cyber crimes against property. Through the cyberspace, computer vandalism, transmission of harmful programs, and unauthorized possessions of computerized information, all are crimes against properties. Is hacking a cybercrime? So of course, yes, hacking is a serious cybercrime, because by hacking, that criminal may get your personal data, photos, videos, or bank account, and they can misuse it. Okay. What is cybercrime against government? So the cyber terrorism is the best example, cybercrime against government. I would like to mention one thing here, again one case. The Al Qaeda member, one time they are sending photos to each other. Okay, so American government got surprised why they are sending photos to each other. Then by deep inquiry, they come to know that under that photos they have hidden some text files, okay, which has a very important information. They are giving each other with the form of image. And this technology, Al-Qaeda terrorists was using in 2001. So think what they are using now. It's very surprising. Is there any comprehensive law on cybercrime today? So since cybercrime is a newly specialized field growing in cyber law, a lot of development has to take place in the term of putting into place, okay, the relevant legal mechanism for controlling and preventing cybercrime. So as of now, if we talk about now, there is absolutely no comprehensive law on cybercrime anywhere in the world. Why? Because this is the reason that the investigating agencies like FBI are finding the cyberspace to be an extremely difficult terrain, as I said. But in India, as I said, we have Information Technology Act 2000, which deals with such all cybercrime. But it is very difficult to tackle the cybercrime because this is the crime, or this is the whatever cybercrime, all the types, it is in between you and your device. I told you. Okay, to tackle this, police needs your support, citizens awareness, then only we can control on it. Is there any case which demonstrate the importance, okay, importance of having a cyber law on a cybercrime within the national jurisdiction of country? Means what? Worldwide we have some treaties, some laws, okay, for cybercrime. But whether it's important that particular nation should have their cyber law, so yes, it is very, very important. Why? Because there is one case, virus name I love you, okay, that demonstrate the need of having cyber law concerning cyber crimes in different national jurisdiction. When any virus spread worldwide, so to catch that criminal, there must be a law in that particular nation also. So that love bug computer virus, the Philippines has yet to arrest the suspect created that virus because it lacks the law that deal with the computer crime. So all these common questions. Now we'll see by our IT Act, okay, some important section, our Information Technology Act 2000 contains some very important sections that deals with the cyber crimes and the punishment of their crimes. So I'll just have quick discuss on it. I'll have a quick recap on it. So section 65, it talk about tampering with computer source documents. When anyone tampering with computer source document intentionally conceals, destroy or alters any computer source or code such as program, computer commands, design, layout, when it is required to be maintained by law, commits an offense and can be punished with 3 years of punishment or a fine, okay, or fine of 2 lakh rupees or both of it. Section 66A says that offensive messages through communication devices, if anyone is sending such offensive messages, which include text, images, audio or video, and the intention is to proffer false information tending to cause anyone inconvenience, intimidating or insult, obstruction, then he or she shall be punishable with the imprisonment of a term which may extend to 3 years and with fine also. The next is section 66B, which is dishonesty, receiving stolen computer resources or communication device. Whoever doing this may extend to 3 years of punishment with a fine which may extend to rupees 1 lakh or both. Section 66 of IT Act says using password of another person. So ये बहुत बार मैंने देखा है बच्चे, मतलब by doing some fun or just for kidding, they use password of another person. But my dear friends, it is a very serious offense. अगर किसी का phone ले लिया or using I know password of my friend, I took his phone and sent some message to a third person. So क्या होगा in that case? You will fall in this ground using password of another person. Okay, if a person fraudulently okay uses the password, digital signature or other unique identification of other person, then he can face imprisonment up to 3 years or a fine of 1 lakh rupees. Next provision under section 66D, cheating using computer resources. Nowadays it is very easy to do cheating, okay, with computer resources. In that case, that person face imprisonment up to 3 years and up to 1 lakh rupees of fine. Next is publishing private images of others. Sometimes people used to download from images from WhatsApp or from Facebook, and if they publish that private image, it will be very, very offensive thing. Okay, and that will be entitled imprisonment up to 3 years of fine up to 2 lakh rupees or both. Section 66F says talk about acts of cyber terrorism, as I said now, and in which that type of cyber terrorism is a non-bailable offense. You will not get bail in this offense. Whoever commits or conspires to commit cyber terrorism shall be punishable with imprisonment which may extend to imprisonment for life. Lifetime के लिए imprisonment आपको हो सकती है. Okay. Section 67 talk about publishing child porn or predating children online, which is very serious offense in which you may face imprisonment up to 7 years or fine up to 10 lakh of rupees. And here not only publishing, if a person captures, publish or transmit such image of a child in a sexually explicit act or induce anyone under the age of 18 into a sexual act, then also that person will face an imprisonment up to 7 years or fine up to 10 lakh rupees. Next section 69, which talk about government power to block the website. If government think that they feel that it is necessary in the interest of sovereignty and integrity of India, okay, in the benefit of citizen, it can interrupt, monitor or decrypt any information generated, transmitted or received or stored in any computer source. Our government has this power, okay, subject to compliance of procedure under this section. And government can also block any information from public access if they feel so. And the last is section 43A, data protection at cooperative level. If any cooperative body is there and they get negligence in implementing the reasonable security of the data of citizens, okay, which causes wrongful loss or gain to any person, then that particular body shall be liable for this damage and they have to pay for compensation. Now, the very important topic, precautions to be taken to protect yourself from cyber crimes, which is very, very important thing. Each and everyone, each of us need to be very aware of this. So keep an eye out of phone, email messages, okay? Additionally, phishing messages are there, so don't open it, don't reply. Don't respond to email messages that ask for personal information. अगर कोई phone आता है या email आता है from bank, yes, in last session I have given you this example. They ask for your personal details, personal information, so don't give. You can directly contact with your bank. What happened? So please don't give any personal information on phone call or on email. Steer clear for fraudulent websites used to steal personal information. So fraudulent often forge these links. Okay, whatever, if you want to go to any website, directly type that URL in the web browser rather than clicking the link. That link may take you to any fraudulent website. So be aware of that. Pay attention to privacy policies on websites and in software. Okay. Guard your email address. Online offers that look too good to be true usually are only traps. As I said, you got a mail of you won any lottery, but it's just a trap to get money from you. Review bank and credit card statement regularly. Okay, be prompt in it. Choose strong password and keep them safe. Don't save your password in your mobile phone. Informing your teen of the various cybercrimes in existence. Yes, as I said, your teen are using cybercrimes. They're using social media, so make them aware. They don't know, they are innocents. They don't know how dangerous this world is and how many traps and cybercrimes happen every day. So make them aware about it. Monitoring internet use of preteens. Yes, so अगर ऐसे कोई आपके घर में बच्चे हैं, your younger sister or brother, inform them, make them alert so that they will not become a victim of any cybercrime. To respect property, privacy and persons, not to, जैसे हमें लगता है we should not get harm with anyone, so we should not harm to anybody. Okay, और मजाक मजाक में भी किसी से इस तरह का मजाक नहीं करना है. So each and every one of us should respect property, privacy and persons. So next point is very important point. Be vigilant and follow the tips given below while you participate in online activity, any activity, social media, while shopping or doing anything, surfing, whatever you are doing, you need to be careful about filter the visibility of personal information in social sites. Do not keep the remember password button active for any email address and passwords. Make sure your online banking platform is secure, otherwise you will be a lot of loss. Do not save your password on your mobile devices because mobile devices generally can easily get hacked. Secure the login details for mobile devices and computers. Keep software and operating systems updated. Use multivirus software and keep it updated. Do not click on links in spam emails on untrusted website because this website can take you to any other fraudulent website or indecent website that may hack your data. They can access your personal information also. So be very careful about it. Do not give out personal information unless it is secure. Okay, otherwise you yourself giving your personal information and then you cannot cry for this happened. So be aware before. Precaution is always better than cure. Contact companies directly about suspicious requests. Never open attachment in email which is spam. Okay, spam email. It might be any virus or any fraudulent program that may damage your system. Be mindful of which website URL you are visiting. Keep an eye on your bank statement. Yes, this is again very important thing. And one thing I would like to mention here, that is reporting. If you feel you became a victim of any of this cyber crime or you face any of this problem, then do not hesitate for reporting. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can create a fake account of your name or of your personal data. Nobody can post obscene content. This is a law. Okay, nobody can do all these things because this is a law. If somebody is doing that, don't scare. Okay, nobody can blackmail you if your parents are with you, and you don't lie to your parents. So my dear friends, if you have done something wrong, then go to your parents, confess it, but don't get blackmailed on stalked by any person online. It is very important. And I hope I have covered all the points. Thank you for your attention. And if you have any doubt or query, feel free to ask me and feel free to reach me. Okay. So thank you very much for giving me opportunity to share my knowledge. I hope this session will be useful for you and you will definitely implement, you will do implementation of whatever tricks and disciplinary rules I have told you. So thank you very much, dear students.